Let's go bang,
piece. I
game
made peace with
kedua
it.
bang ya. Game
Alright,
pertama
that was a
sudah
very
dimenangkan
quick
oleh tim Liquid
meditation
PH
session
Yeah.
dengan
needed
mudah.
right there.
That's how
Cuma
people say
menit.
it.
Mari kita
I
lihat
wanna
game
keep the
kedua.
peace.
That's going to be a tough
Let's
call
go,
for
ini dia,
sure.
ini dia, ini
TLPH
dia, ini
still
dia.
looking hot on this draft.
Oh, ouch,
Well-
ouch. Oh, whoa, Netsky.
Wow.
You see what I mean by Oheb, man? Like,
Yeah.
he does this every single time.
Yeah, he plays around the first set of the Rhapsody.
Strateginya masih mengasah
He makes the most out of it every
kemampuannya
time. So Netsky
menggunakan
went for the
Lancelot di
Fatal
sana.
and the Master Assassin. Well, it's Rupture and the Festival of Blood for the Granger.
Ooh, okay. So dueling is going to look good.
Ada nggak
Looking at the
jauh-jauh
win
beda
rates here for
pick-pickannya.
these heroes. Carl TC still respectable 80% win rate on his Lancelot so far.
Tidak di mid lane.
6 wins and 2 losses. I wonder if this Arlott roam was inspired in part by Onyx. Since Kirk played the Arlott roam, but he was playing it as if he was the roamer.
Yeah, that's true. But that was the thing. Even though he was playing it like that, like they just worked really well with between Kirk and Brusco. The way that transition happened
Yeah.
throughout the game itself, and I feel like that's one of the difficult things here. Like
Ini
for
dia
Super Yoshi in
untuk
general, it's like
equipment-nya.
again, if he has to defensively burn a flicker, you take away a big portion of what makes the Arlott so scary. You know?
And the big difference with that matchup or that duo as well is the years of bonding and
Yeah.
synergy that they built up on that. So again, compared to like how long Omega has played together, it's a big diff.
Yeah. Also have to acknowledge Janford having a tough time in lane against this Esmeralda,
Langsung flicker di sana.
understandably so. One of the toughest lane matchups for Phoveus is an Esmeralda.
Can't
Kartu
shield it
pertama
out.
udah muncul.
And then you're seeing also that Haji on this Juicin, maybe the reason why the Arlott had a difficult time in the last game was because of the presence of the Juicin. With the Juicin and Glue both gone now, it's a little bit easier for Omega to do what they want to do around this Arlott roam.
Like is pushing in.
Start
Looks like
tengah.
they're going to be able to get this first turtle. That's great for Omega. So Ryzen will get the objective. Nothing much left. Also in the gold lane, Netsky going 1v1 with Oheb.
Netsky looking better. A lot better.
Doing a good job.
Karat
And
strateginya.
hopefully Oheb is acknowledging that there is a Master Assassin on that Irithel. That this might not be another clear-cut win. Level 1 maybe, but they're both level 4 already. Could be
Langsung
tough.
flicker Sanjinya.
Forcing a flicker out is huge against Sanji here. Doesn't even have the feathered airstrike. So Omega definitely doing something different in this game.
Yeah, Haji's a whole level ahead of Sanji as he just hits level 4. So that's how much zoning potential you get with the Jushin on your side.
Yeah, and all the crowd control they have in the center of the map. That's the idea that they're latching on. We have so much crowd control that Team Liquid Philippines won't be able to execute as well as they did in the previous game, especially JP, who is, he'll be the victim of majority of that crowd control. He's just trying to get vision, but then he's just going to get stopped. And then at one point, he's going to have to throw his Revitalize, which in the question is Sanford close enough to take the role of being the frontliner? Or the pseudo-roamer for the team? Is he going to be ready? In this portion of the game, probably not. So Omega can ride this into a comfortable lead heading into Lord 1.
Masih dapat Oheb
Because that's how
dong.
long it's going to take. I think Oheb was able to get that.
Yeah,
XP
he's gonna need
level.
everything he can. It feels like Netsky is poised to actually dominate him in that lane. So, and again, Sanford just can't really join these team fights quite yet, lest he be left behind one wave at a time.
Perbedaan untuk
See there,
lane nggak
he's
ada.
neck and neck right now with Netsky in
123.
terms of gold and farm. And right now, TLPH is kind of taking their time. This is good for Omega though. They go ahead and play with this ability to maintain the early game tempo. Not having it lose out of track like they did in game 1 is going to be the best case scenario, because then that gives space also for Netsky to go ahead and build up on this Irithil.
Dapat Pars ya,
And that
Lomang.
mobility, that extra mobility with an Irithil should help them in this lineup too.
Whoa. Good read by Super Yoshi. He read the rotation of Carl Teasy, so Omega has information. And they even forced the regen out of him because Super Yoshi dealt a bit of damage to Carl.
4v4.
Is he going to go for it? Sanford taking a ton of
Nah,
distraction
saya
here.
kan
Feather
bisa
Airstrike
dia.
already dropped down too. Omega just fighting for the space around the second turtle of the game. Oheb's going to make his way up to join this fight. And to follow is Netsky as he just picks up the Haas Claws. This is going to be one to break out. Again, playing around this dangerous grass. James will spot him out. He's gonna get
Big dive.
Oh, he's in trouble too. Turtle secured by Ryzen. Netsky takes out Carl TZ, but Sanji firing up from the back alongside Oheb. They're gonna force Omega back, but they're so tanky too. They can't
What
capitalize
kind
the
of
kill
game
just yet, but now finally Super Yoshi goes down, but
Ito,
so
Gila,
does
kenapa nggak
JP.
maju?
Omega picking up some more. Sanford trying to get away. Infernal Pursuit. There's the Feathered Airstrike again.
Malah dibalikin dong.
Sanji cleans up a kill. Maybe Omega should have backed off.
Yeah, Omega got greedy, clearly, and since Sanji was able to hold the bush, he found the perfect spot to use the Feathered Airstrike. Great turnaround by Liquid, but Omega got acknowledged all their crowd control. They're timing things very well. I thought Super Yoshi would use a final slash in that portion of the fight for the turtle wherein 4 members of Team Liquid were all standing right on pretty much the same area, could have been susceptible to a final slash. But Super Yoshi decided to save it for when the Retribution battle was happening, so Ryzen was able to win the Retri. But yeah, Omega should have backed off there. They were already winning that trade and that sequence.
Yeah, a lot of respect. Omega was winning, and they didn't back off. The result, Feathered Airstrike went back on cooldown.
Oh, Super Yoshi, no, he's gonna get stunned.
Ooh,
Clears pathway, drop down, but he uses the
dapat
final
semua.
slash anyway. Oheb's in trouble, trying to get out of the turret. A good beacon play, a
Lumayan
crush
di dalam
down
itu.
from Omega. Super Yoshi
Kita
still gets away with his life, but
mati
now
kan?
JP dragged back.
Masih selamat dong.
He'll escape with 1 HP. A great play from Omega. I thought Super Yoshi was done for.
I thought
Kau
so too.
tingginya
I thought that was
masih
gonna be like a
fokus.
free-man wipeout right there. But that was as clean as it could get. Again,
Farming.
they held on.
Emang begitu
Super
kerja
Yoshi,
Lancelot
we
bang ya.
thought he was gonna die, but he was able to really time it, and the angle was perfect.
Farming
Yeah,
sampai
wrong
kenyang.
place at the wrong time as well
Udah
for
sampai
Liquid.
ISS
Before that
juga.
happened, I think they decided to just make the call of going into the lane because there were other members of Omega coming in from the river as well. So they were in the middle of an Omega sandwich.
The fullback call was just exactly what Omega predicted. So they got the results they wanted, and I can't blame him. Omega was reeling from that, like, just that loss, right? That third loss.
Yeah.
Oh, James should be able to get away from this. Has the shielding, a beacon's going to be used. Haji to zone him out. Glorious
Oh, wow.
pathway drop down. Sanford and Carl
Eh,
get out of there.
gol
Feather Airstrike's going to be dropped down. Super
Serop,
Yoshi
kena
finds a
semua.
final
Wah,
slash
nggak ada
on two, but he's
backup
all
dong.
by himself. He gets cut off from the team as Oheb picks up
Angkotnya
the
juga
kill. But now Sanford
kali
quite
depan.
low. He's got to disengage alongside Carl TZ.
Oh,
So
boy.
even down a member,
Maybe,
Omega.
Yeah.
maybe they shouldn't have gone for the flashy play, Super Yoshi.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're going to force the fight anyway. James, Phantom Execution, he'll flicker on out, a sliver of
Mati
HP, but it's Ryzen that goes down instead.
Lusnya terus
Nicholas,
yang diangkat
that's
angkat.
another sequence where I'm
Haji.
thinking they should have just backed. Just backed
Again.
off just a little bit.
Maybe you could have backed off, man.
Yeah, well, but fantastic recovery by Team Liquid. So the kill onto Super Yoshi, when he was able to get the final slash onto Oheb and Sanji in an earlier sequence, actually gave Oheb a Sky Piercer stack.
Oh,
now
boy.
he has 2. And now Omega need to be a little bit more careful now for those moments of them deciding whether or not they're going to engage or just back off.
Trying to give away too much here. Again, Super Yoshi, that looked really good. He got 4 people on that final slash, but no one to follow up. So a little bit of a miscomm as well for the Barangay.
It also looked like the final slash, though it was able to interrupt the Feathered Airstrike, came at a time where the rest of Omega were still getting pushed back by the Phovius.
That's what Sanford's been doing
Ini
really
dia
well
XP levelnya masih
throughout this
dimenangkan
game.
oleh
As
Carl
much as he's
TZ.
had a difficult time in the
Level 12
laning phase against an
lawan level.
Esmeralda from James, he's done good in the
12.
team fights. You know, zoning out potential, catching the people with the Dark Wave, and Infernal pursuing in the face of 2 or 3 Omega members is all he has to do. So
Jukinya
this is where
menang
we have to
level.
start to see if Netsky can actually turn the tide
Dari
if he's got
Sanford.
enough damage.
Falling Star Moon here. Again, Sanford is pretty close by. I think a big fight could erupt soon. But Omega decides to, you know what, we don't need to. Maybe
Yeah.
we've been a bit too hot on our tails here.
Yeah.
Maybe slow down and maybe just, you know, read the room a little bit better. So they're doing that, and they're maybe they don't want to get anyone get picked off before the next Lord, which is going to be pretty crucial here as well.
Yeah.
They might lose a lot of turrets if that happens.
Ooh, all right. Where are we going to go to next? I think they're just going to be both fighting the objective. Omega might want to
Brute force.
consider pushing up top, which is
Sudah
what
jadi untuk
Team
Carl
Liquid is also
TZ.
thinking, that Omega would want advantage there. So they're sending Oheb and Sanford to help cover him. Carl TZ as well if ever something breaks off. With that cleared up top, I think it's going to be a full-on 5v5 for this next Lord.
Looks like it.
I want to see who wants to leverage playing around the mid first. Seems like it's Sanji. At a perfect angle. Oh, good. Good thing he was able to wings by wings out.
No Super Yoshi there as well.
Look at the
So
placement
he's
here.
right behind here.
Oh, he will get spotted out. But this is one of the things about Dangerous Grass. You can play into this with the objectives. A little extra bush behind the Lord is a great spot for either roamer to be, really.
Yep. So much vision provided.
Level
It's an
14.
extra avenue for you to find a flank angle.
Huh.
A little bit more safely because you're playing around bushes.
Oh,
All right, that's a safe feathered airstrike. Carl TZ doing a quick temp check. Just gauging where everyone is.
Yeah, since Haji did go for the Clock of Destiny, it's not going to be as easy to take this Juicing down.
oh, whoa,
Huh? What?
whoa. I don't know if he had any information that Super Yoshi.
That was a
Dia
guess,
ulti
right?
rumput
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah, that had to be because, which is interesting because they could have checked that bush.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure because he burned the flicker to make it happen. So
that's
definitely a miscomm there.
not good. I mean, he does get his ultimate back very quickly, but now without a flicker.
Miskomunikasi
Are you expecting
ulti
Sanji to be
Arlotnya
there or
pakai flicker lagi dia.
Maybe.
That doesn't feel good, though. It doesn't feel good at all. Now we're going to go into this team fight with some resources burned.
Yeah, they know they've got a feathered airstrike here too.
Yeah, they're very aware. TLPH was front seat when all that happened as well.
Yeah, I think Sanji accidentally walked out of that bush. Or, okay, they're trying to dance. They're forcing movements. So now they tried out the control. Sanji showed himself. Omega decided to go hug a little bit closer to the bush in the back, which means that they open up the avenue for Sanji to go up top.
could
JP
still
goes
be.
back to hold the beard bush.
115
Oh,
scoutingnya.
4v5, 4v5.
Yeah, they know Sanji's there. He's gonna make his way with the wings by wings. Lord is half health. Super Yoshi's got the final slash
Pushing
again.
in.
They're gonna force it. They're gonna go for it. Ryzen
Ah,
gets the
kalah
Lord,
referee.
but the fight's gonna
Scoutingnya.
break out. Neski gets some distance. Heavy crossbows out, pops the sprint as well.
Look at that.
And TLPH, they're just gonna go for this tier 1 turret. Falling star move from James. He's dealing with a ton of damage. Can't get away. Oheb picking up another kill and a stack. But they maintain the tier 1 mid turret, at least for now.
Yeah, they had to
Kayak
throw
Cruiser
James
jadi untuk
to make that happen.
Juxinnya.
So that's, I guess you could say that's worth, but the pressure's still mounting here. TLPH could actually push in.
Yeah. With a minion wave, easy take. Haji now has a Sky Piercer as well. Not the first stack though, so now Liquid will have to just try to clean things up. That was a good push by Omega into that Lord fight, and it was just tough for Carl TZ. He was able to get it in range, but it was a well-timed use of the Appraiser's Wrath plus Retribution so
yeah.
that Ryzen would secure it.
And the big improvement as well, they backed off
Not
the
now.
moment that they got the objective. So no casualties except for James on that mid. Carl TZ though, hugely aggressive movements. I think he wants to get some kills going on here. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the meantime. We're gonna reset.
Yeah, Carl's, he likes to do that on Lancelot, you know, even if it's for his buff or just to possibly start a fight, he'll go ahead
Catch
and
someone on the bush.
yeah,
and
jump a little forward if he has to.
Yeah, so far I would say that Omega definitely have learned, like they've
Perbedaan gua
adapted on the
2000,
fly here.
400.
What TLPH has been doing for the past few minutes and like the past game, honestly.
Yeah.
And their tempo is a lot better here.
Okay. Two blade armors on the side of
No,
Team
no,
Rocket,
no,
both
no,
front
no,
lines.
no.
Go.
He's
Kena
going for
cancel.
Netsky.
Stop
Lord's
it.
pathway's
Strateginya
dropped down
nggak
to a
cancel.
feathered airstrike. Will find the mark. Netsky's gone. So Smart Omega losing a ton of damage now that Netsky's out of the way. JP still leading the charge. They want more. James trying to cut them off. Ryzen falls. Another stack for Oheb. Looking for more in the mid lane. They're going to go for it. Super
La, la,
Yoshi in
la, la, la.
trouble. Double for Oheb
Matang lagi
again.
scoutingnya.
Another stack. Omega falls apart in the mid lane. And now the tier 2
Oh, boy.
going to be taken here by TLPH. Sanji is the only one gone. They want to get more pressure on the
lagi
base
dong.
here of Smart Omega.
Langsung
Flicker forward
di
from
flicker
Sanford,
itu.
going for Haji.
Serot.
And a fatal execution will help clean it up. James left to his own. Netsky's back up though. So they maintain the base turret, but man, what a switch for TLPH.
Oh yeah, great lockdown. So Carl TZ starting things off with that kill onto Netsky. Of course, that was capped off by the feathered
Tapi Carl TZ
airstrike
nggak dapat
of
kill dong.
Sanji. And Carl TZ almost got taken out there
That
because
was close.
yeah, that was very close because Ryzen was maximizing his crowd control and
Okay.
Subfedrin with a slight
Tinggal
knockup
satu
and the
item
taunt
lagi
as well
Carl
to try and save Netsky. But you can't crowd control a feathered airstrike. And the hit of the feathered airstrike, I know that the Farsa can get crowd control. Just making it clear because I know some people in online are like that.
Disclaimer.
So great Dragon Spear. Netsky could have gotten away from it, but yeah, cannot run it at that point. So he does have the items for him, but the problem for Omega now is, well, you have a jungler on the other side who's an assassin, not afraid to, if he finds the play, will go after that Irithel. But then you also now have a Granger who has hella stacks on the Skypiercer.
Man, that knockup from the Lord there.
That did some damage, honestly.
Yep. Oh, final slash
Fine,
can be used. It's on
Ulti
Sanford. But again, Feathered Airstrike drop down. JP running forward. He's going to get dragged back with the Lantern, and Carl Teasy sees the open space. He's going for Netsky. He's dealing with a ton of damage. But he does find him, but ultimately goes down himself. TLPH without a jungler. Final slash going to be used. Oheb has to get distance with the flicker. And now Ryzen, do they make the call to go for the Lord?
That's a decent catch. Wow.
Yeah, great call. Committed the flicker for that as well. Final slash to surprise him. Good thing though that there were members of Liquid around Oheb to keep him safe and alive. But that was a great attempt by Super Yoshi. Little despair now built up by Oheb, and Omega is going to start even feeling more damage coming out from this Granger. But I see a timeline, a canon event wherein Omega could force this into game number 3. But they need to keep Netsky alive.
Yeah, that trade on Carl Teasy, again, will only slow down their Lord attack. But overall, the damage is just removed if Netsky falls.
Part of this too is even if Carl Teasy goes down, I feel like you're almost in this headspace for Smart Omega to protect Netsky that Oheb isn't even a target for them. Oheb's able to mostly just kind of move around. Yeah, he had to burn the flicker in the previous fight, but that might be the case for James. James has to be able to catch him, or maybe a Super Yoshi if that flicker is available. But they'll fight for this Lord. It's going to be up. JP will drop down the Glorious Pathway. He wants to go ahead and zone out Ryzen for this as they try to blitz this Lord. A Feathered Airstrike drop down too. They're all scattered, but Carl Teasy will be able to get the Lord, and maybe at the cost of JP. He gets final slash, but finally goes down.
James.
And now James all left to his own. Is he waiting for the rest of the team? He flickers out Carl and Sanford. They're going to be jumping in. Ryzen left to his own. Oheb gets another kill, another stack.
Ah, it's so good, man. That was just so good.
Yeah.
JP did a lot of zoning in that last one.
Yeah, Omega are playing this as really well as they could, but Team Liquid Philippines are just showing off their chemistry, their championship pedigree. They are making great decisions individually and as a team. I didn't expect Sanford to jump back onto the heads of Omega, but that call from that focus to jump back in, to re-engage it, to fight it out, led to another stack for Oheb.
It took Omega by surprise, but look at that.
There's a jump
You're going
in.
to lose so much because of that.
Mid-turret goes down. Carl making his way for Netsky right for him. Sanford jumped into Dark Wave use. He has to pop the heavy crossbow to get out of range. The bottom turret's going to fall. Ryzen's back up, and the Lord has been cleared out. Is that all TLPH gets? They have one turret left to take from Omega, but they will defend.
That was good target prioritization, by the way, for TL. You can see them all just eyeing on Netsky.
Oh, it's going to be a tough climb back for Omega, even though Netsky is saving the crossbow, heavy crossbow at the right time.
Ini
The
dia
range
itemnya udah full
by the
item.
Farsa, the fact that it's not a clear path to get to the Farsa of Sanjin means that Omega are always playing at a disadvantage because they have one member of Liquid that they cannot reach, and that it's dealing so much damage from afar. Sorry, make that too. Even Oheb is part of that equation.
Yeah, I can't imagine how easy it will be for Netsky to free hit as long as Sanji is alive. So maybe that's next on Super Yoshi's hit list, right? Can we remove Sanji before he does any damage, or maybe cancel the Feathered Airstrike, so that Netsky can get stuff done?
Yeah, he hasn't been able to really like jump into those fights more like offensively.
Decisively,
a lot of them have been defensive just because of the pressure. And again, part of that is what Carl Teasy's doing. He's a big thorn in the side, literally that thorn rose in the side of Netsky, man. Like, he's going right for him to the back line, even if they're in the base. So that pressure alone is forcing Netsky to either pop the sprint or he's got to win to nature now. So that might actually change how some of those fights go if he's able to go ahead and be protected as well.
But that's the thing, it's been happening with turrets alive. What more now, where there's basically no one to stop Carl Teasy, rather, slow him down.
Okay, look at the item build of Sanji. Last two items built solely for the cooldown reduction. Doesn't have, well, and the self-regen as well. Doesn't have the immortality. Let's see if he'll build it a little bit later. Once he has the gold and once the cooldown is off of the passive of that. Carl TC now full
King Kong.
build. It's the fighter style
Kongnya lebih
of
stabil.
Lancelot. He doesn't have an immortality on him as well, so he's all just maximizing it. So you see the players right now, they're buying and selling the immortality. If they don't have it, they might buy it later in the sequence. But for now, they just want to maximize the damage and crowd control.
Okay. This Lord is up.
Lord, so I think we could see something get started here. Sanford very confident this time around to go up front and get stuff done, get it started with that Dark Wave. So even players like Haji, players like Super Yoshi aren't really safe against TL. And they're looking, again, on the map, if you look at the map, Carl TZ just splitting like crazy too.
Yeah, Netsky down there. Super Yoshi
Masih
was
farming
with him
juga retailnya.
for some protection, but also to possibly
item
make
jadi.
a set. But TLPH will just go ahead and take their time with this
Ini
one.
Tinder setup aja.
And we'll see if Omega gets the upper hand. Like, they've got the
Nah,
tools to
high-
do
high
it.
loss
Even if they're
value
down
lah.
by 7,000
Terlalu
gold,
kena hit.
they've got these tools to be able to set things up in their favor. One great set could potentially dissipate the 7,000 gold that TLPH has right now.
Yeah. Where's the set going to come from? Is it going to be Falling Star Moon? Is it going to be a combo for Super Yoshi?
They're just
Hmm,
gonna focus
Ryzen
Ryzen.
karet.
Ryzen!
Ryzen's all by himself, and they just blitzed down Ryzen.
No.
They saw that Omega was down bot, and they said, you know what? Just take out the jungler of
Jadinya
Omega.
langsung cek ke belakang dong.
That's a
Call.
massive miscomm there by Omega. Ryzen just gets blasted, and there's no way they get this Lord.
They still
Ketahuan
will
udah.
go ahead and at least be in position, but it's just going to be a retribution from Carl TZ as he secures the
buka,
Lord here.
gitu.
Now what do they do? Sanford flickers forward. They want to go ahead and catch Haji. Haji will take a couple feathered airstrikes. Netsky dropping down with a heavy crossbow. He's firing back. He's trying to help defend. They already used some resources to stay alive. The flickers are down, and they have to deal with the Lord marching in mid.
So when Haji got caught out, he quickly got immortality. And we saw there, Team Liquid Philippines, Carl TZ in the middle of that sequence got the immortality. So you see the buying and selling mid-team fight.
8,000
Once they know that
MKM.
they might actually lose that team fight, they buy immortality in the middle of
There's
it all.
Tsukuyoshi.
The back.
Tsukuyoshi, final size
Lah.
fall.
Datang
A
dari
huge
belakang
one
lah.
on TLPH, and Netsky finally gets to unleash. That's the setup we needed from Super Yoshi, and he finally got it. Half health on the turret, on the base turret of Omega, but man, what a turnaround.
The funny thing is, he walked by Carl TZ to do that. That was crazy. We need a super slow-mo for that.
Was it not called? Was it not shared? The Arlot was there. Yoshi
Oh my god.
keeps
Satu
Omega
satuan.
alive. This Arlot pick.
Dari Arlot.
Finally showing up with the impact that we were looking for in the previous game. Now felt
Langsung
in
hilang.
big fashion. Liquid.
Dipaksa
Let's
kah?
look at the replay.
Here we
Kayaknya nggak bisa
go.
sih.
That was beautiful. Look at this
Look at
guy.
him.
Oh, and he also had Netsky behind him
Oh,
too, so he had damage.
Yeah, he used the vengeance on Carl TZ to get closer to the fight so that he could get in a perfect angle to final slash Team Liquid.
Oh boy.
Goodbye, 8,000 gold lead.
What literally what you
Langsung
mentioned. You guys
kagak.
called this
Yep.
a
Goalnya
minute ago. My
separuh.
goodness.
And that wasn't even a Team Liquid error. That isn't one of those scenarios where you could say that was Team Liquid's fault. Maybe you could say Sanford diving a little bit
full item
too,
semua.
being a little bit too eager to try and kill Haji up top.
Yeah.
They did eventually get the
Betul,
tower through
high
there,
loss
but them losing Sanford hurt them more.
I would say that was an autopilot move because they were gunning, they wanted to finish it, they were setting up for a finish, right? And you don't expect an airfall to come from behind, I guess, right?
It's also one of they were waiting in that dangerous bush where Netsky is now. Like that was the angle they came from using that
bush.
conceal. Yeah, that bush there. So
Oh, man.
again, utilizing this map, the dangerous grass that we have now. But that's the question: was that
Ini ya,
enough to go ahead and
slot
make it a much
keempat tuh.
better 50-50 or
I mean-
maybe even better odds for the next Lord?
They got the Lord, they got the gold advantage now.
Yeah, it's definitely a 50-50.
Tapi untuk tower masih
Let's
menang.
see if Omega,
TLP.
quick recovery for them.
That's huge.
Believe what I'm seeing.
24-minute game, by the way.
Liquid need to sharpen up, and they need to respect the fact that their lead is gone. If they slip up again, if they don't watch their positioning together as a team, if they overcommit when they do not need to, Omega will punish.
Oh, what are they going to do here? Oh, they see Netsky and
They
Super
see him.
Yoshi.
They see him.
They're just going to go for
Hindi
Super
alam
Yoshi.
sila.
Pops the
Oh,
flicker.
boy.
Pathway drop down. Super Yoshi re-engages
Trot.
with the vengeance and the final slash. Oheb joining the
Dami
fight. He's
tumalgo.
zoning out Haji the best he can. He's
Yoshi.
still got the immortality. It's going to be
Yoshi.
popped. What do they do here? Do they save him? No. Super Yoshi's gone. A
Uh,
decision from
reload
TLPH,
lagi.
and now they have the numbers advantage.
I mean, they were trying as much as they can to go. They saw it coming from a mile
Yeah.
away. But it was just not enough. The glorious pathway, you can't outrun that.
Yeah, you saw JP laughing and smiling there. It feels like oh, we got you back for what you did to us.
Well, Ryzen's still up. They're going to force the fight
Langsung
anyway.
dihantam
A
lagi.
dark wave flicker, feathered airstrike, immortality on Ryzen. They just want to take out the jungler. He pops the
crown.
winner crown, but it's going to be a
Baru
kill
sila
for
sa
Oheb. And now Haji,
Ya,
James, and
perlu
Netsky running for their lives. Netsky has the damage. He pops the wind of
Netsky!
nature, but it's just overloaded as
Ya,
Netsky's
perlu.
gone. And TLPH
Gigil mo,
gets
boss,
it
Mang.
back
Ang
as they
cantik
clean up
dari, Bang.
James. Only Haji against the full force of Team Liquid, all picking up winner crowns. They're just gonna go for the win here. Haji
right.
doing what he can. They drop down the pathway. They've got a couple of minions here. They'll lock down on the base. Winner crown in front of Haji, and they will take
Gigil mo,
the
boss, Mang, ya.
series.
Mantap.